twain.
Do you not hear him? You mar our labor. Keep your cabin, you do assist the storm.
Nay, good. Be patient.
When the sea is held, what cares these wars for the name of the king? To cabin! Silence, trouble us not!
Good. Yet remember whom thou hast aboard.
None that I more love than myself. You are a counselor. If you command these elements to silence and work the peace of the present, we will not tend and rope more. Use your authority. If you cannot, you thanks the life you have lived so long, and prepare yourself in your cabin for the mischance of the hour. So happy. Cheerly good hearts. Out of the way, I say.
I have great comfort from this fellow. Methinks he hath no drowning mark upon him. His complexion is perfect, gallows. Stand fast, good fate to his pain, and make the rope of his destiny our cable, for our own doth little advantage.
Down with the topmast! Yaw! Lower! Lower! Bring it a try with main course! The plague upon this Halloween! They are louder than the weather or our office! Yet again! What do you here? Have you a mind to sink? Shall we give o'er and drown?
Falling, blasphemous, terrible dog.
For you then!
Hang, crop! Hang, horse, son! Insolent noisemaker! We are less afraid to be drowned than thou art!
I'll warrant him for drowning, though the ship were no stronger than a nutshell, and as leaky as an unstaged wench.
Lay her a hold! A hold! Send her 2 courses off the sea again! Lay her off! What? Must our mouths be cold?
The king and prince at prayers. Let's assist them, for our case is as theirs.
I'm out of patience. We're merely cheated of our lives by drunkards. This white-chopped rascal without much like drowning the washing of 10 times.
He'll be hanged yet, though every drop of water swear against it, and gape at widest to glut him.
Have mercy on us!
Have mercy! Let's all sing with the king. Let us take leave of him.
Now would I give 1,000 furlongs of sea for an acre of barren ground, long heath, brown furs, anything. The wills above be done, but I would fain die a dry death.
My dearest father, you have put the wild waters in this war. Allay them. The sky seems would pour down stinking pitch, but that the sea, mounting to the Vulcan's cheek, dashes the fire out. Oh, I have suffered with those that I saw suffer. A brave vessel who had no doubt some noble creature were dashed all to pieces. Oh, the cry did knock against my very heart. Poor souls, they perished.
Be collected. No more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done.
Oh, woe is the day.
No harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee. Of thee, my dear one, thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospero, master of full Porcel, and I no greater father.
More to know did never meddle with my thoughts.
It is time I should inform thee, father. Lend thy hand and pluck my magic garment from me. So, lie down, my eye. Art thou thine eye? Have comfort. the direful spectacle of the wreck, which touched the very virtue of compassion in me. I have with such provision in mine art, so safely ordered that there is no soul, no not so much perdition as in hair bedded to any creature in the vessel, which thou heardst cry, shall soft sing. Sit down, for thou must now no further.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped and left me at a bootless inquisition, concluding stay, not yet.
The hour is now come. The very minute bids thee ope thine ear. Obey and be attentive. Canst thou remember a time before we came into this cell? I do not think thou canst, for then thou wast not out 3 years old.
Certainly, sir, I can.
By what? By any other house or person, of anything the image, tell me that hath kept thy remembrance.
'Tis far off, and rather like a dream than an assurance that my remembrance warrants. Had I not 4 or 5 women once that tended me?
Thou hadst, and more, Miranda. But how is it that this lives in thy mind? What seest thou else in the dark backward in the abyss of time? Thou rememberest, I'll tell thou camest here. How thou camest here thou mayest.
But that I do not.
12 years since, Miranda. 12 years since. Thy father was Duke of Milan and Prince of Power.
Sir, are you not my father?
Thy mother was a piece of virtue, and she said thou wast my daughter. And thy father was Duke of Milan, and thou his only heir and princess, no worse issue.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from thence? Or blessed whilst we did?
Both, my girl, by foul play, as thou sayest, were we heaved thence, but blessedly hold hither.
Oh, my heart bleeds to think of the teen that I have turned you to, which is from my remembrance. Please you, farther.
My brother and thy uncle, called Antonio. I pray thee mark me, that a brother should be so perfidious. He whom next thyself of all the world I loved, and to him put the manage of my state. Dost thou attend me?
Sir, most heedfully.
Being once perfected how to grant suits, how to deny them, who to trash, and who to advance for overtopping. Who created the creatures that were mine? I say, or changed them, or else new formed them, having both the key of officer and office, sets all hearts in the state to what tune pleased is here. Thou attendst not.
Oh, but sir, I do.
I pray thee, mark me. I, thus neglecting worldly ends, all dedicated to closeness and the bettering of my mind. With that which, but by being so retired, or prized, or popular with. My false brother, awaiting evil nature. To credit his own lie, he did believe he was indeed the Duke. Out of the substitution and executing of the outer face of royalty, with all prerogative, hence his ambition growing. Dost thou hear?
Your tale, sir, would cure deafness.
To have no screen between this party played and him he played it for, he needs will be absolute alone. Me, poor man, my library was dukedom large enough. Of temper royalties, he thinks me now incapable. Confederates. So dry he was for sway with the King of Naples to bring him annual tribute, do him homage, and subjected to his coronet to his crown, and bend the dukedom yet unbowed. Alas, poor Milan, to most ignoble stooping.
Oh, the heavens!
Mark his condition in the event. Then tell me if this might be a brother.
I should sin to think but nobly of my grandmother. Good wombs have borne bad sons.
Now the condition. The King of Naples being an enemy to me in very Hawkins, my brother's suit, which was that he, In lieu of the premises of Helmington, I know not how much tribute, should presently extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom, and confer fair Milan with all the honours of my brother. For on a treacherous army levied. One midnight, fated for the purpose, did Antonio open the gates of Milan. And in the dead of darkness, the ministers for the purpose hurried thence me. And I crying said,
Alack, for pity. I, not remembering how I cried out then, will cry it o'er again. 'Tis a hint that brings mine eyes to it.
Hear a little further. Then I'll bring you to the present business which now's upon us, without the which the story were most impertinent.
Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
My tale provokes that question. Dear they durst not. So dear the love my people bore me, nor set a mark so bloody upon the business, but with colours fairer painted their foul ends. In few, they hurried us aboard a bark, or some leagues to sea where they had prepared a rotten carcass of a ship, not rigged nor tackle, sail no mast, the very rats instinctively had quitted it. There they hoist us, to cry to the sea that roared to us, to sigh to the winds whose pity, sighing back again, did us but loving wrong.
Alack, what trouble was I then to you?
Oh, cherubim, thou wast that did preserve me. Thou didst smile, fused with the fortitude from heaven, when I had decked the sea with drops full salt under my brethren Rome, which raising me an undergoing stomach to bear up against what should ensue.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine. Some food we had and some fresh water that a noble Neapolitan Gonzalo, out of his charity, then being appointed master of this design, did give us, with rich garments, linens, stuffs, and necessaries which since have steadied much. So, of his gentleness knowing I love my books, he furnished me from mine own library with volumes that I prize above my duty.
But I might but ever see that man.
Now I rise. Sit still until the last of our sea sorrow. Here in this island have we arrived, and hereby thy schoolmaster made thee more profit than other princesses can that have more time for vainer hours, and tutors not so careful.
Heavens thank you for it. But now, sir, I pray you, for still 'tis beating in my mind, your reason for raising the sea storm.
Thy accident most strange. Bountiful fortune now, my dear lady, hath mine enemies brought to this shore. Here cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, and give it way. I know thou canst not choose. Come away, servant, come. I am ready now, approach my Ariel, come.
All hail, great master, grave sir, hail! I have come to answer thy best pleasure, be it to fly, to swim, to dive into the fire, to ride on the curled clouds, thy strong fitting task, Ariel, and all its quality.
Hast thou spirit performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article, I boarded the king's ship, now on the beak, on the waist, the deck, in every cabin, I flamed amazement. Sometime I'll divide and burn in many places. On the topmasts, the yards, the bowsprit, would I flame distinctly, then meet and join.
My brave spirit, who was so firm, so constant, that this color will not infect his reason?
Not a soul but felt a fever of mad and played some tricks of desperation. All the mariners plunged into the foaming brine and quit the vessel, then a fire with me. The king's son, Ferdinand, then with hair up staring, then like reeds, not hair, was the first man that leaped, cried, "Hell is empty and all the devils are here!"
Why, that's my spirit. But was not this my shore?
Close by, my master.
But are they Ariel safe?
Not a hair perished, and on their sustaining garments not a blemish, but fresher than before. And as thou badest me, in troops I have dispersed them about the isle. The king's son have I left by himself, whom with cooling the airs of sighs, sitting in an odd angle of the isle, his arms in this sad knot.
Of the king's ship, the mariners, and the rest of the fleet, say how thou hast disposed.
Safely in the harbor is the king's ship, in the deep nook where thou callest me up at midnight to fetch dew. From the still decks remoteness there she's hid. The mariners all under hatchet stone, whom charm joined their separate labor and have left asleep. And for the rest of the fleet which I have dispersed, they have all met again, and are upon the Mediterranean float bound sadly home for Naples, supposing that they saw the king's ship wreck and his great person perish.
Ariel, thy charge exactly is performed. But there's more work. What is the time of the day?
Past the mid-season.
As for these two glasses, the time 'twas 6 and hours by us both be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed me.
How now? Moody, what is't thou canst demand?
My liberty.
Before the time be out, no more.
I prithee, remember I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made thee no mistakings, served without or grudge or grumblings. Thou didst promise to bait me a full year.
Dost thou forget from what torment I did free thee?
No.
Thou dost. And thinkst it much to tread the salt ooze of the deep, to run upon the sharp wind of the north, and do me business in the veins of the earth which is baked with frost.
I do not, sir.
Thou liest, malignant thing. Hast thou forgot the foul witch Sycorax, who with age and envy was grown into a hoop? Hast thou forgot her?
No, sir.
Thou hast. Where was she born? Speak. Tell me.
Sir, Argier.
Standard Sycorax, who for mischiefs manifold and sorceries terrible to enter human hearing, from Argier thou knowest, was banished.
Aye, sir.
This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by the sailors. As thou reportest thyself, thou wast then her servant. And for thou wast the spirit too delicate to act her earthy and abhorred commands, refusing her grand hests, she did confine me, by help of her more potent ministers, into a cloven pine, within which rift imprisoned thou didst remain a dozen years, within which space she died, and left me there, where thou didst vent thy groans as fast as mill wheels strike. Then was this island, save for the sun she did litter you, a freckled whelp hag, not honored with a human shape.
Yes, Caliban, her son.
Dull thing, I say so. Be that Caliban who now I keep in service. Thou best knowest what torment I did find thee. Thy groans of ever angry bears. It was torment did make wolves howl and penetrate the breast to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax could not again undo. It was mine art, when I arrived and heard thee, that made gape the pine and let thee out.
I beg thee, master.
If thou more movest, I will rend an oak and peg thee in its knotty entrails till thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, master. I will be correspondent to command and do my spiriting gently.
Do so. And after 2 days I will discharge thee.
Oh, that's my noble master! What shall I do? Say what shall I do?
Go. Make thyself like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to every eyeball else. Go. Take this shape and hither commit. Go hence with diligence. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well. Awake.
The strangeness of your story put heaviness in me.
Shake it off. Come on, we'll visit Caliban, who never yields us kind answer.
'Tis a villain, sir, I do not love to look on.
But as 'tis, we cannot miss him. He does make our fire, fetching our wood, and serves in offices that profit us. What ho! Caliban! Thou earth, thou speak!
There's wood enough within.
Come forth, I say! There's other business for thee! Come, thou tortoise, when? Fine apparition, my quaint Ariel, hearken thine ear.
My lord, it shall be done.
Thou most poisonous adder got by the devil himself upon thy wicked dam, come forth, I say!
As wicked do as ever my mother brushed with raven's feather from unwholesome venom drop on you both. A southwest blow on ye and blister you all over.
Will this be sure? Tonight thou shalt have cracks, side stitches that shall pen thy breath up. Urchins shall for that fast night that they may work all exercise on thee. Thou shalt be pinched, as thick as honeycomb, each pinch more stinging than bees at mating.
I must eat my dinner. This island's mine, by Sycorax my mother, which thou takest from me. When thou camest first, thou strokest me and madest much of me. Wouldst give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger light and how the less that burn in day and night. And then I loved thee. I showed thee all the qualities of the isle. The fresh springs, brine pits, barren place and fertile, cursed be I that did so. All the charms of sycorax, toads, beetles, bats light on you. For I am all the subjects that you have, which first when you were mine own king, and here you stye me in this hard rock while you do keep me from the rest of the island.
Thou most lying toad, whom stripes may move not kindness. I have used thee, filth though thou art, with human care, and lodged thee in mine own cell, till thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
Would it be done if thou didst prevent me? I had peopled else this isle with Calibans.
Abhorred knave, whom any prince of goodness will not take, being capable of all ill. I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or the other, when thou didst not savage know thine own meaning, but wouldst gabble like a thing most brutish. I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known, but thy vile race, though thou didst learn, had that in it which good natures cannot abide to be with. Therefore wast thou deservedly confined into this rock, who hast deserved more than a prison.
Thou taught me language. In my profit honest I know how to curse. The red plague rates you for learning me your language.
Haxi! Hence! Fetch us in fuel and be quick. Thou art best to answer other business. Shrugg'st thou, malice? If thou neglectst or dost unwillingly what I command, I'll rack thee with cramps, fill all thy bones with aches, make thee roar that beasts shall tremble at thy din.
No, prithee, I must obey. First artists of such power who would control my damned god Septimus and make a vassal of him.
Go. Hence!
music be? In the air of the earth, it sounds no more, and sure, it waits upon some god on the island. Sitting on a bank, weeping, again the king, my father's wreck. This music crept by me upon the waters, allaying both their fury and my passion with its sweet air. And I have followed it. It hath drawn me round it, but 'tis gone. No, begins again. Hark, now I hear them. Ding dong bell. This city does remember my drowned father. This is no mortal business, nor no sound that the earth owes. I hear it now above me.
The fringe curtains of thine eye advance, and say what thou seest yonder.
What is't? Spirit? Lord, how it looks about. It carries a brave form, sir, but believe me, 'tis a spirit.
No. It eats and sleeps and hath such senses as we have such. This gallant which thou seest was in the wreck, and what he sang was something that's grief, that's beauty's canker. Thou mightst call him a goodly person. He hath lost his fellows, and strays about to find them.
I might call him a thing divine, for nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
It goes on, I see, as my soul prompts it. Spirits find spirits. I'll free thee within 2 days for this.
Most sure the goddess, on whom these airs attend, vouchsafe my prayer and know that if you remain upon this island, then you will some good instruction give. How I may bear me here. My prime request, which I do thus pronounce, is, will you wonder if you be maid or no?
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language, heavens, I am the best of them that speak the speech, were I but words is spoken.
How? The best. What wert thou if the king of Naples heard thee?
A single thing as I am now. I wanted to hear thee speak of Naples. He does hear me, and that he does I weep, myself of Naples. With mine eyes never scented ebb, held the king my father wrecked.
Alack, for mercy.
Yes, eighth in all his lords, the Duke of Milan and his brave son, twain.
The Duke of Milan and his more braver daughter could control thee. Not to a fit to do it. A word, good sir. I fear you do yourself some wrong. A word.
Why speaks my father so ungently? This is the third man that e'er I saw. The first that e'er I sought for. Pity move my father to be inclined my way.
Oath of Virgin, and your affection not gone forth, I'll make you the queen of Naples.
Soft, sir. One word more. It goes on, I see. But this rough business I must uneasy make, lest too light winning make the prize light. One word more. I charge thee that thou attend to me. Thou dost hear usurp the name thou owest not, and hast put thyself upon this island as a spy, to win it from me the Lord on it.
No, as I am a man.
There's nothing ill can dwell in such a temple. If the ill spirit have so fair a house, good things will strive to dwell with it.
Speak not you for him, he's a traitor. Come, I'll manacle thy neck and feet together. Sea water shalt thou drink. Thy food shall be the fresh cooked mussels, withered roots and husks wherein the acorn cradled. Follow.
No. Ours is such entertainment till mine enemy has more power.
Oh, dear father, make not too rash a trial of him, for he is gentle and not fearful.
What? I say my foot my tutor? Put thy sword up, traitor, who makest a show but darest not strike. Thy conscience is so possessed with guilt. Come from thy ward, for I can here disarm thee with this stick and make thy weapon drop.
Beseech you, father!
Hands hang not on my garments!
Sir, have pity, albeit his surety.
Silence! One word more shall make me chide thee, if not hate thee. What? An advocate for an impostor? Hush. Thou thinks there is no more such shapes than he, having seen but him and Caliban. I say to the most of men, this is a Caliban, and they to him are angels.
My affections are then most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man than he.
Come on. Obey. Thy nerves are in their infancy again, and have no vigor in them.
So they are. My spirits, as in a dream, are all bound up. My father's loss, the weakness which I feel, the wreck of all my friends, nor this man's threats to whom I am subdued. Of a light to me. Might I but through my prison once a day behold this maid. All corners else of the earth, let liberty make use of. Space enough have I in such a prison.
It works. Follow me. Thou hast done well, spirit. Come on. Hark, what thou else shalt do me.
Be of comfort. My father's of a better nature so than he appears by speech. This is unwanted which now came from him.
Thou shalt be free as mountain winds. But then exactly do all my points you command.
To the syllable.
Come, speak not for him. Beseech you, sir, be merry. Do you have cause? So have we all of joy, for our escape is much beyond our loss. Few in millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
Prithee, peace.
He takes comfort like cold porridge.
The visitor will not give more so.
Look, he's winding up the watch of his whip. By and by it will strike.
Sir,
One, tell.
when every grief is entertained that's offered, comes to the entertainer.
$1.
To Lord comes to him indeed. You've spoken truer than you purposed.
You've taken it wiselier than I meant you should.
Therefore, my lord,
Fie, what a spendthrift is he of his tongue!
I prithee, spare.
well, I have done, but yet.
He will be talking.
Which of he or Adrian, for a good wager, first begins to crow?
The old cock.
The cockerel.
Done. The wager?
A laughter.
A match.
Though this island seemed to be desert,
So you're paid.
uninhabitable and almost inaccessible,
Yet?
yet
He could not miss it.
it must needs be of subtle, tender, and delicate temperance.
Temperance was a delicate wench.
I in a subtle single so learnedly delivered.
The air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
As if it had lungs and rotten ones.
Or as 'twere perfumed by a fen.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
True. Save means to live.
Of that there is none, or a little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks. How green.
The ground is indeed tawny.
With an eye of green in it.
He misses not much.
No, but he doth mistake the truth totally.
But the rarity of it is, which is indeed almost beyond credit,
As many vouched rarities are.
that our garments, being as they were drenched in the sea, holds notwithstanding their freshness and process, being rather new dyed than stained with salt water.
If but one of his pockets could speak, would it not say he lies?
I were very falsely pocketed up his report.
Methinks our garments are as fresh as when we put them on first in Africa, the marriage of the king's fair daughter Clarabelle to the king of Tunis.
'Twas a sweet marriage, and we prosper well on our return.
Tunis was never graced before with such a paragon for their queen.
Not since widow Dido's time.
Widow? A pox on that! How came that widow in? Widow Dido.
What if he had said Widow Idiot instead? Good Lord, how you take it.
Widow Dido sent you. You make me study of that. She was of Carthage, not of Tunis.
This Tunis, sir, was Carthage.
Carthage.
I assure you, Carthage.
His word is more than miraculous heart. He will raise the walls and houses too.
What impossible matter will he make easy next?
I think he will pocket up this island and gift it to his son for an apple.
And sowing the kernels of it in the sea, bring forth more islands.
Aye.
Why, in good time.
Sir, we were talking that our garments are now as fresh as when we were at Tunis, the marriage of your daughter who is now queen.
And the rarest that e'er came there.
Faith, I beseech you, Widow Dido.
Oh, Widow Dido, aye, Widow Dido.
Is not, my sir, my doublet as fresh as the first day I wore it? I mean, in a sort.
That sort was well fished for.
When I wore it at your daughter's marriage.
You crammed these words into mine ears against the stomach of my sense. Would I had never married her there? For coming thence my son is lost. And in my rage she too who is so far from Italy removed. I never again shall see her. O thou mine heir of Naples and Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal upon thee?
Sir, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him and ride upon their backs. He trod the water, whose enmity he flung aside and breasted the surge most swoln that met him. His bold head with the contentious waters he kept, as he oared himself with his good arms and lusty strokes to shore. As stooping to relieve him, I not doubt he came alive to land.
No, he is gone.
Sir, you may thank yourself for this great loss that you have not blessed our Europe with your daughter, rather lose her to an African, where at least she is banished from your eye who hath cause to have grief on it.
Prithee, peace.
You were kneeled to and importuned by all of us, and the fair soul herself were between loneliness and obedience, at which end all the beams should bow. We have lost your son, I fear, forever. Milan and Naples have more widows in this business making than we have meant to comfort them. The fault is your own.
So is the dearest of the loss.
My lord Sebastian, the truth you speak doth lack some gentleness, and time to speak it in, you rub the sword when you should bring the plaster.
Very well.
And most urgently.
It is foul weather and is all good, sir. And you are cloudy.
Foul weather.
Very foul.
Had I plantations of this isle, my lord,
Yield soaked with nettle seed.
Or docks. Or mallows.
and were king on it, what would I do?
Escape for being drunk of want of wine.
In the Commonwealth, I would, by contrary, execute all things, for no kind of traffic would I admit, no name of magistrate. Letters should not be known, riches, poverty, and use of service, none. Contract, secession, born, bound of land, tilth, vineyard, none. No use of metal or corn, or wine or oil. No occupation. All men idle. All, and women too. Innocent, pure. No sovereignty.
Yet he would be king on it.
The latter end of his commonwealth forgets the beginning.
All things in common nature should produce without sweat or endeavor. Treason, felony, sword, pike, knife, gun, or need of any engine would I not have. But nature should bring forth of its own kind all poison, all abundance, to feed my innocent people.
No Mary among his subjects.
None, man, all idle, whores and knaves.
I would with such perfection govern, sir, to excel the golden age.
God save his majesty.
Long live Gonzalo.
And do you mark me, sir?
Prithee, no more. Thou dost talk nothing to me.
I too well believe, your highness, and did it to minister occasion to these gentlemen who are of such sensible and nimble lungs that they always used to laugh at nothing.
'Twas you we laughed at.
Who in this sense of merry fooling am nothing to you, so you may continue and laugh at nothing still.
What a blow was there given.
And it had not fallen flat long.
You are gentlemen of brave metal. You would lift the moon out of her sphere if she would continue in it 5 weeks without changing.
And we would go back, Valerie.
Nay, good my lord, be not angry.
No, I warrant you, I will not adventure my discretion so weakly. Will you laugh me to sleep, for I am very heavy?
Go sleep and hear us.
What? I'll so soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would with themselves shut up my thoughts. I find they are inclined to do so.
Do not omit the heavy offer of it. Seldom visit sorrow. When it doth, it is a comforter.
We too, my lord, will watch your person while you take your rest and guard your safety.
Thank you. Wondrous heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
It is the quality of the climate.
Why, I thought that then our eyelids must sink. I find myself not disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. They fell together all as by consent. They dropped as by a thunderstroke. What might, worthy Sebastian? Oh, what might? No more. And yet, methinks I see it in thy face what thou shouldst be. The occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What? Art thou waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do. Surely it is a sleepy language, and thou speakest out of thy sleep. What is it thou didst say? This is a strange repose to be asleep with eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep.
Noble Sebastian, thou lett'st thy fortune sleep. Die rather, whilst while thou art waking.
Prithee, say on. The setting of mine eye and cheek proclaim a matter from thee, and birth indeed, which throws thee much to yield.
Thus, sir, although this lord be of weak remembrance, this, who shall be of as little memory as when he is earthed, hath only to persuade, for he's a spirit of persuasion, only professes to persuade. The king his son's alive? 'Tis as impossible that he is undrowned and he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that he's undrowned.
Oh, out of that, no hope. What great hope have you? No hope's another way so high a hope that even ambition cannot pierce a weak beyond. But doubt discovery there. Will you grant me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then tell me, who's the next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle.
She, that is Queen of Tunis. She that dwells 10 leagues beyond man's life. She that from Naples can have no note unless the sun were post. The man moves too slow till newborn chins be rough and razorable. She that from whom we were all sea-swallowed, though some cast again, and by that destiny perform an act whereof what's past is prologue, what to come in yours and my discharge.
What stuff is this? How say you? 'Tis true my brother's daughter, Queen of Tunis. So is she heir to Naples, twixt which regions there is some space.
A space whose every cubit seems to cry out, how shout that Clarabelle measure us back to Naples. Keep in Tunis, and let Sebastian wake. Say this were death that now hath seized them. Why, they were no worse than now they are. There be that can rule in Naples as well as he that sleeps. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
And how does your content tender your own good fortune?
I remember you did supplant your brother, Prospero.
True. And look how well my garments sit upon me. Much feeder than before. My brother's servants were then my fellows. Now they are my men.
But for your conscience?
Aye, sir, where lies that? If 'twere archived to put me to my slipper, but I feel not this deity in my bosom. 20 consciences stand betwixt me and Milan, candied be they, and melt ere they molest. Here lies your brother, no better than the earth he lies upon. If he were that which now he's like, that's dead, whom I, with this obedient steel, 3 inches of it, can lay to bed forever. Whilst you, doing thus to the perpetual wink for I, might put this ancient morsel, this Sir Prudence, who should not upbraid our course. For all the rest, they'll take suggestion as a cat laps milk. They'll tell the clock to any business we say befits the hour.
Thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou dost Milan, I shall come by Naples. Come, draw your sword. With one stroke we shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest, and I, the king, shall love thee.
Draw together, and when I rear my hand, do you the like to follow him, Gonzalo?
Oh, but a word.
My master, through his art, foresees the danger that you, his friend, are in, and calls me forth, or else his project dies, to keep them living. While you here do snoring lie, open-eyed conspiracy his time doth take. If of life you give a care, shake off slumber and beware, awake, awake!
Then let us both be sudden.
Now, good angels, preserve the king!
Would have no whole awake. Why are you drawn? Wherefore this ghastly looking?
What's the matter?
While we were here securing your repose, I heard a hollow bellowing like bulls, or rather lions. Did it not wake you? It struck mine ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, 'twas a din to fright a monster's ear, to make an earthquake. Sure, 'twas the roar of a whole herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon mine honor, sir, I heard a humming, not a strange one too, which did awake me. I shaped you, sir, and cried. As mine eyes opened, I saw their weapons drawn. There was a noise, that's verily. 'Tis best we stand upon our guard, or that we quit this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Lead off this crowd, and let us make further search for my poor son.
Heavens, keep him from these beasts, for he is sure in this island.
Lead away.
Prospero, my lord, shall know what I have done. So, king, go safely on to seek thy son.
All the infections that the sun sucks up from bogs, fens, flats on Prosper fall, and make them by inch meal a disease. His spirits hear me, yet I needs must curse, for they'll not pinch me, fright me with urgent shows, pitch me in the mire, nor lead me like a firebrand out of my way in the dark unless he bid 'em.
but for every trifle they've set upon me. Lo, here is the spear of his, and to torment me for bringing the wood in slowly, I'll fall flat and perchance he won't mind me.
Here's neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all. And another storm brewing. I hear it in the wind. Yond same black cloud, yon huge one. Looks like a wild bombard that should shed his liquor. What have we here? A man or fish? Dead or alive? A fish. It smells like a fish. A very ancient and fish-like smell. A strange fish. Legs like a man and fins like arms. I should let loose my opinion. Hold it no longer. This is not a fish, but an islander that hath suffered from a thunderstroke. At last, the storm had come again. My best way is to creep under his gabardine, for there are no other shelter hereabouts. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. Oh. I will shroud here till the dregs of the storm be past.
I shall no more to sea, here I shall die ashore. This is a very scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. Well, here's my comfort. The mast of the swallow was swaying, and I, the gunner and his mate, love Mom, Meg, and Mary to Marjorie, but none of us cared for Kate, for she had a tongue with a tang, would cry to a sailor, go hang. She loved not the savor of tar nor pitch, yet a tailor might scratch her wherever she did itch. So to sea, boys, and let her go hang. This is a scurvy tune, too. But here's my comfort.
Do not torment me, oh!
What's the matter? Have we devils here? I have not escaped drowning to be feared now of your 4 legs, for it hath been said as proper man as ever went on 4 legs, do not make him give ground. And it shall be said so again, whilst the fire breathes out his nostrils.
The spear torments me, oh!
This is some monster that I 4 legs, who hath got, as I take it, an ague. Where the devil should he learn our language? I shall give him some relief, if it be but for that. If I can recover him and keep him tame and get to Naples with him, he's a present for any emperor that ever trod on neath leather.
Do not torment me, prithee, I'll bring my wood home faster.
Then is fit now and does not talk after the wisest. You shall taste my bottle. If you have never drunk wine afore, will go near to remove his fit. If I can recover him and keep him tame, I shall not take too much for him, for he shall pay for him that hath him, and that sound.
Thou dost me yet but little hurt. Thou wilt anon, hang on by thy trembling. Now prosper works upon thee.
Come on your ways. Open your mouth. Here is that little language, you cat. Open your mouth. This will shake her shaking. I can tell you, and that's sounding. You could not tell with your friend. Open your chops again.
I should know that voice. It should be. But he is drowned and these are devils. Oh, defend me.
4 legs and 2 voices? A most delicate monster. His forward voice now is to speak well of his friend. His backward voice is to utter foul speeches and to detract. If all the wine in my bottle shall recover him, I will help his ague. Come, amen, I will pour some into thy other mouth.
Stefano?
Doth thy other mouth call me? Mercy, mercy, this is a devil, no monster.
Stefano! If thou beest Stefano, come, touch me, speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Do not be afeared by thy good friend Trinculo.
Thou beest Trinculo, come forth. I'll pull thee by your lesser legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, these are they! Thou art very Trinculo indeed! How camest to be the seat of this mooncalf? Can he vent Trinculos?
I took him to be slain by a thunderstroke. But art thou not drowned, Stefano? I hope now thou art not drowned. Is the storm overblown? I hid me under this dead mooncalf's gabardine in fear of the There be some sports are painful and belabored delight when them sets off. Some kinds of basis are nobly undergone, and those poor matters point to rich ends. This might be a task would be as heavy to be as odious. But the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead and makes my labors pleasures. But she's 10 times more gentle than her father's crabbed, and he's composed of harshness. I must remove some thousands of these logs and pile them up upon a sore injunction.
Work not so hard. I would the lightning had burned up those logs that you were enjoined to pile. Pray, set it down and rest you. When this burns, 'twill weep for having wearied you. My father is hard of studying. Pray now, rest yourself. He is safe for these 3 hours.
I must do, mistress. The sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do.
If you'll sit down, I'll bury your logs the while. Pray, give me that. I'll carry it to the pile.
No, precious creature. I'd rather crack my sinews, break my back, than you should such dishonor undergo while I sit lazy by.
It would become me as much as it does you, and I should do it with much more ease. My goodwill is to it, and yours it is against.
Poor worm. Thou art infected. This visitation shows it.
You look wearily.
No, noble mistress. 'Tis fresh as morning meet with me, when you are by night. I do beseech you, chiefly that I might send in my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda. Oh, my dear father, I've broken your hest to say so.
I admire Miranda. Indeed, the top of admiration, with what's dearest to the world. Full many a lady have I eyed with best regard, and many a time the harmony of their tongues hath into bondage brought my too diligent ear. For several virtues have I like several women. Never any was so fun soul, but some defect in her that quarreled with the noblest grace she had owed and put it to the full. But you, so perfect and so peerless, are created of every creature's best.
I do not know one of my sex. No woman's face remembered save for my glass, nor known. Nor have I seen more that I may call men than you, good friend and my dear father. How features are abroad I am skilless of, but by my modesty, the jewel in my dower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you. Nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself to like it. But I prattle something too wildly, and my father's precepts I there do forget.
I am in my condition of prince, Miranda. I do think a king, I would not so. Hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you, did my heart fly to your service.
Do you love me?
O heaven, O earth, bear witness to the sound, and crown what I profess with kind event if I speak true. If hallowly invert what best has boded me the mischief. I beyond all limits what else of the earth, do love, prize, honor you.
I'm a fool to weep at what I'm glad of.
Fair encounter of two most rare affections. Heavens rain grace on that which breeds between them.
Wherefore weep you?
Of mine unworthiness, that dare not offer what I desire to give, much less take what I shall die to want. I am your wife, if you will marry me. If not, I'll die your maid, to be your fellow. You may deny me, but I'll be your servant whether you will or no.
My mistress dearest, and I, thus humble ever.
My husband, then?
I, with a heart as willing as bondage or freedom. Here's my hand.
And mine, with my heart in it. Now farewell, till half an hour hence.
1,000,000.
So glad of this as they, I cannot be who are surprised withal. But my rejoicing in nothing can be more. I'll to my book, where yet ere supper time must I perform much business appertaining.
Tell not me, when the butter's out, we will drink water, not a drop before. Therefore, bear up and boredom. Servant monster, drink to me.
Servant monster, the folly of the isle. They say there is but 5 of us upon this isle, we being 3 of them. If the other 2 be brains like us, then the state totters.
Servant monster, drink what I bid thee. Thy eyes are almost set in thy head.
Where should they be set else? He were a brave monster indeed, if they were set in his tail.
My man, monster had drowned his tongue in sack. For my part, the sea could not drown me. I swam, ere I could recover the shore, 35 leagues off and on. By this light, thou shalt be my lieutenant, monster, or my standard.
Your lieutenant? If you list, he's no standard.
You'll not run, monsieur, monster.
Nor go neither. You'll lie like dogs and yet say nothing neither.
Mooncalf, speak once in thy life if thou beest a good mooncalf.
How does thy honor? Let me lick thy shoe, I'll not serve him, he's not valiant.
Thou liest, most ignorant monster! I am encased in just a constable, thou debauched fish, thou. Hath there ever been a man, a coward, that hath drank so much sack as I today? Should thou tell a monstrous lie, being but half a fish and half a monster?
Lo, how he mocks me! Wilt thou let him, my lord?
Lord, quoth he, that a monster should be such a natural.
Lo, again! Bite to death, I prithee!
Tranquillo, keep a good tongue in thy head. You prove a mutineer, the next tree. Poor monster's my subject and shall not suffer indignity.
I thank my noble lord. Wilt thou be pleased to hearken once again to this tune I made to thee?
Marry will I, kneel and repeat it. I will stand. So shall Tranquillo.
Why, as I told thee, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer that hath cheated me of the isle.
Thou liest!
Thou liest, thou jesting monkey, thou! I would my valley master would destroy thee! I do not lie!
Tranquillo! Trouble the monster any more in its tail, and by this hand I will supplant some of your teeth.
Why, I said nothing.
Mumden, no more. Proceed.
I say, by sorcery he got this isle. From me he got it. If thy greatness were revenged on him, for I know thou darest, but this thing dare not.
That's most certain.
Thou shalt be lord of it, and I will serve thee.
How shall this be compassed? Canst thou bring me to the party?
Yea, yea, my lord. I'll yield thee him asleep. There thou mayest knock a nail into his head.
Thou liest, thou canst not.
What pie ninny's this, thou scurvy patch? I do beseech thy greatness. Give him blows and take his bottle from him. When that's gone, he'll drink down the brine, for I'll not show where the quick freshes are.
Tranquillo! Trouble the monster any more, and by this hand I will turn my Seattle doors and make a stockfish of thee.
What did I did nothing. I shall go further off.
Didst thou not say he lied?
Thou liest.
Do I so? Take thou that! As you like it, I'll give you the lie another time!
I did not give the lie! Out of your wits and bearing too! A pox on your bottle and the sack and drinking too! A murrain on your monster and the devil take your fingers!
Now, forward with your tale. Prithee, stand farther off.
Beat him enough, and after a little time, I'll beat him too.
Stand farther! Come, proceed.
Well, as I told thee, 'tis a custom of his to sleep at this hour. There thou mayest brain him, having first seized his books. Or, with a log, batter his skull. Or, punch him with a stake. Or, cut his wisdom with thy knife. But remember, first possess his books, for without them he is but a sot as I am, nor have not one spirit to command, for they do all hate him as rootedly as I. Burn but his books, he has brave utensils, for so he calls them, which when he has a house, he'll deck withal. But most deeply to consider is the beauty of his daughter. He himself calls her a nonpareil. Never have I saw a woman before besides Sycorax, my dad, and she. But she far surpasseth Sycorax, as greatest does least.
Is it so brave a lass?
Aye, my lord. She'll become thy bed, I warrant, and bring thee forth brave brood.
Monster, I will kill this man. His daughter and I shall become king and queen, save our graces, and Tranquillo and thyself shall become my viceroys. Dost thou like the plot, Tranquillo?
Excellent.
Give me thy hand. I'm sorry I beat thee. But, while thou livest, keep a good tongue in thy head.
Within this half hour he'll be asleep. Wilt thou destroy him then?
Aye, on mine honor.
This I will tell my master.
Thou makest me merry. I am full of pleasure. Let us be jocund. Wilt thou troll the catch thou taught me, but while
At thy request, I will do reason, any reason. Come, Tranquillo, let us sing. Blood of and blood of thoughts is free.
That's not the tune.
What is this saying?
This is the tune of our catch, played by the picture of nobody.
If thou beest a man, show thyself in thy likeness. If thou beest the devil, take it as thou list.
Oh, forgive me my sins!
He who dies shall pay all debts. I defy thee, mercy upon us.
Art thou afeard?
No, monster, not I.
Be not afeard. This island is full of sounds, noises, and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. Sometimes 1,000 twangling instruments will hum about my ears, and sometimes voices,
that after I wake from a long sleep, do make me sleep again. And then in dreaming, the clouds methought would open up and show riches ready to drop upon me, so that when I wake, I cry to dream again.
This will prove a brave kingdom to me, in which I shall have my music for nothing.
When Prospero is destroyed.
This shall be by and by. I remember the story.
The sound is going away. Let's follow it later to our work.
Monster, lead the way. We'll follow.
Wilt come? I'll follow Stefano.
I can go no further, sir. By your patience, I needs must rest me.
O Lord, I cannot blame thee, who am myself attached with weariness to the dulling of my spirits. Sit down and rest. Even here I will put off my hope and keep it no longer for my flatterer. He is drowned whom thus we stray to find. Well, let him go.
I'm right glad that he's so out of hope. Do not, for one repose, forego the purpose that which you've resolved to effect.
The next advantage we will take thoroughly.
Let it be tonight. For now they are pressed with travel, and will not, nor cannot use such vigilance as when they are fresh.
I say tonight, no more.
What harmony is this? My good friends, hark!
Marvelous, sweet music.
Give us, kind keepers, heavens! What were these?
A living drollery. Next I will plead that there are unicorns. That in Arabia there was one tree, the phoenix throne, one phoenix at this hour reigning there.
And I'll believe both. And what does else want credit, come to me, and I'll be sworn 'tis true. Travelers ne'er did lie, though fools at home condemn 'em.
If in Naples I should report this now, would they believe me?
I cannot too much muse such shapes, such gestures, and such sound, expressing, although they want the use of tongue, a kind of excellent dumb discourse.
Praise in departing. For some of you there present are worse than devils.
They vanished strangely.
No matter, since they left their viands behind, and we have stomachs. Will you please taste of what is here?
Not I.
Faith, sir, you need not fear.
I will stand to and feed. Although my last, no matter, I feel the best is past. Brother, my lord, the duke, stand to and do as we.
You are three men of sin, whom destiny that hath to instrument this lower world and what is in it. The never sulphurid sea has caused to belch up you, and on this island where man doth not inhabit, you amongst men being most unfit to live. I have made you mad, and even with such like valor men do hang and drown their proper selves. You fools! I and my fellows are ministers of fate, the elements of whom your swords are tempered, may as wound the loud winds, or with Vermont that stabs kill the still close If you could hurt, your swords are now too massive for your strengths and will not be uplifted. But remember, for this is my business to you, that you three from Milan did supplant good Prospero, exposed unto the sea which hath recruited him and his innocent child, for whose the powers delaying, not forgetting, have incensed the seas, shores, yea, all creatures against your peace. Thee of thy son Alonso they have bereft, and do pronounce by me, lingering perdition worse than any death can be at once, shall step by step attend you in your ways, whose wrath to guard you from here on this most desolate isle, else falls upon your heads, is nothing more than heart sorrow and a clear life ensuing.
Bravely, the figure of this harpy hast thou performed, my area. But graciously, devourer, of my instruction hast thou nothing bated in what thou hadst to say. So with good life and observation strange, my many ministers, their several kinds, have done. And these mine enemies are only tough, and in their distractions. They now are in my power. And in these fits I leave them, while I visit young Ferdinand, whom they suppose is drowned, and his and mine loved darling.
In the name of something holy, sir, why stand you in this strange stare?
Oh, it is monstrous! Monstrous! Methought the billows spoke and told me of it. The winds did sing it to me. In the thunder, that deep and dreadful organ pipe pronounced the name of Prosper. It did base my trespass. Therefore, my son in the ooze is bedded, and I shall seek him deeper than air plummet sounded, and with him there lie mudded.
For one fiend at a time, I'll fight their legions over.
I'll be there second.
All three of them are desperate. Their great guilt, like poison, now given to work a great time after, now begins to bite the spirits. I do beseech you that are of suppler joints, follow them swiftly, and hinder them from what this ecstasy may now provoke them to.
Follow, I pray you.
If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends. For I here have given you a third of mine own life, or that for which I live, who once again I tender to thy hands. All thy vexations were but my trials of thy love. Now how strangely stood the test here. Before heaven I ratify this my rich gift. O Ferdinand, do not smile at me that I boast her of. Thou shalt find that she will outstrip all praise, to make it halt behind her.
I do believe it against an oracle.
That as my gift and thine own acquisition, worthily purchased, take my daughter. But, If thou dost break no virgin not, before all sanctimonious ceremonies may with full and holy rite be ministered, no sweetest virgin shall the heavens let fall to make this contract grow. But barren-eyed hate, sour-eyed disdain and discord shall just bestrew the union of your bed with leads so lowly that shall make you hate it both. Therefore take heed.
As I hope, for quiet days, there issue in long life, such love as 'tis now. The murkiest den, the most opportune place, the strongest suggestion. Our worst genius can shall never melt mine honor into lust. To take away the edge of that day's celebration when I shall think, of Phoebe's steeds kept foundered, or knights kept chained below.
Fairly spoke. Sit then and talk with her. She is thine own. What, Ariel, my industrious servant, Ariel?
What would my potent master? Here I am.
Thou and thy meaner fellows your last service did worthily perform, and I must use you in such another trick. Go bring the rabble whom I give thee power to this place. Incite them to quick motion, for I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity of mine art. It is my promise, and they expect it from me.
Present?
Aye, with a twink.
Before you can say, come and go, and breathe twice and cry so, each one tripping on his toe, be here with mop and bone. Do you love me, Master? No?
Dearly, my delicate Ariel, do not approach till thou dost hear me call.
Well, I conceive.
Look, thou be true. Do not give dalliance too much the rein. The strongest oaths are straw to the fire and the blood. Be more abstemious, or else good night your vow.
I warrant you, sir. The white cold virgin snow upon my heart abates the ardor of my liver.
Well, now come, Ariel. Bring a corollary rather than want a spirit. Appear and pertly. No tongue, all eyes be silent.
Ceres, most bounteous lady, thy rich leaves of wheat, rye, barley, vetches, oats, and peas, thy turfy mountains where live nibbling sheep, and flat meads thatched with stover them to keep, thy banks, with peonied and twilled brims, which spongy April at thy Hespe trims to make cold nymphs chaste frowns, and thy broom groves, whose shadow the dismissed bachelor loves, being last lorn, thy pole-clipped vineyard and thy sea marge, sterile and rocky hard, where thou thyself dost stare. The queen o' the sky, whose watery arch and messenger am I, bids thee leave these, and with her sovereign grace here, on this grass plot, in this very place, to come and sport. Her peacocks fly amain, approach rich Ceres, her to entertain. All hail, many-colored messenger, that ne'er dost disobey the wife of Jupiter, who with thy saffron wings upon my flowers, diffused with honey drops, refreshing showers, and with each end of thy blue bow dost crown my bosky acres and unshrubbed down, rich scarp to my proud earth. Why hath thy queen summoned me hither to the short grassed green? A contract of true love to celebrate, and some donation freely to estate upon the blessed lovers. Tell me, heavenly bow, if Venus or her sign, as thou dost know, do now attend the queen, since they did plot the means that dusky does my daughter got, her and her blind boy's scandaled company I have forsworn. Of her society be not afraid. I met her deity cutting the clouds towards Paphos, her son dove drawn with her. Here thought they to have done some wanton charm upon this man and maid, whose vows are that no bed rite shall be paid till Hammond's torch be lighted. But vain. Mars's hot minion is returned again. Her waspish-headed son has broke his arrows, swears he will shoot no more, but play with sparrows and be a boy right out. Highest
queen of state, great Juno comes, I know her by her gait.
How goes my bounteous sister?
Come with me to bless us twain, that they may be honored in their issue. Honor, riches, marriage blessing, long, continuous, and increasing hourly joys bestow upon you. Great Juno sings her blessings upon you.
Earths increase, boys in plenty, barns and garners never empty, vines and clustering bunches growing, plants with goodly burthen going. Spring come to you at the farthest, at the very end of harvest. Scarcity and what shall shun you? Ceres' blessing, so is on you.
This is a most majestic vision, and harmoniously charmingly. May I be bold to think these spirits?
Spirits, which by my art I have from their confines called to announce these.
Let me live here ever, so rare a wondered father and a wife. Make this place paradise.
Sweet now, silence. Juno and Ceres whisper seriously. There's something else to do. Hush and be mute, or else our spell is marred.
You nymphs, called naiads of the wintering brooks, with your sedged crowns and ever harmless looks, leave your crisp channels and on this green land answer your summons. Juno does command. Come, temperate nymphs, and help to celebrate a contract of true love. Be not too late. You sunburnt sicklemen of August weary, come hither from the furrow and be merry, make holiday. Your rye straw hats put on, and these fresh nymphs encounter every one in country footing.
I'd forgot that foul conspiracy of the beast Caliban and his confederates against my life. The minute of their plot is almost come. Well done. Avoid no more.
This is strange. Now there's some passion that works him strongly.
Never to this day saw I him touched with anger so distempered.
You do look, my son, in a mood so, as if you were dismayed. Be cheerful, sir. Our revels now are ended. And these are actors, as I foretold you. We're all but spirits, and are vanished into air, to thin air. And like the basest fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, ye, all which it inherit, shall dissolve. And, like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made of. And our little life is rounded with a sleep. Sir, I am vexed. Bear with my weakness. My brain is troubled. Be not disturbed with my infirmity. If you be pleased, retire into my cell and there repose. I turn her to our walk, to still my beating mind.
We wish your peace.
Come with a thought. I think thee, Ariel, come.
Thy thoughts I cleave to. What's thy pleasure?
Spirit, we are prepared to meet with Caliban.
I, Commander. When I presented Ceres, I thought to have told thee of it, but I feared lest I might anger thee.
Say again, where didst thou leave these violets?
I told you, sir. They were red hot with drinking, so fond of valor that they smoked the air for breathing in their faces, beat the ground for kissing of their feet, yet always bending towards their project. At last, I left them in the filthy mantled pool beyond your cell, there dancing up to their chins. The foul liquor struck their feet.
This was well done, my bird. I shape invisible, retain thou still. The trumpery in my house go bring it hither, or stare to catch these thieves.
I go.
A devil. A born devil, on whose nature nurture can never stick. On whom my pains humanly taken, all lost, quite lost. And as with age, his body uglier grows, so his mind cankers. I will plague them all, even to roaring. Come, hang them on this line.
Pray, tread softly, that the blind bull may not hear a footfall. We are now near his cell.
Monster, your fairy, which you say is a harmless fairy, has done little better than play the jack with us.
Monster, I do smell horse piss, which my nose is in great indignation.
So is mine. Monster, do you hear me? If I should take any displeasure against you, look you.
Thou wert but a lost monster.
Good my lord, give me thy favor still. Be patient, for the prize I bring thee to shall hoodwink this mischief. Therefore, speak softly. All's hushed is midnight yet.
Aye, but to lose our bottles in the pool.
There is not only disgrace and dishonor in that monster, but an infinite loss.
This is more than my wetting. Yet, this was your harmless fairy monster.
I will fetch my bottle, though I be over ears for my labor.
Prithee, my king, be quiet. Seest thou here? There is the mouth of the cell. No noise in answer. Do that good mischief that may make this island thine own forever, and I, thy Caliban, for thy footlicker.
Give me thy hand. I do begin to have bloody thoughts.
Oh, King Stefano! Oh, Pierre! Oh, Willie! Stefano! Look at what a wardrobe here is for thee!
Let alone, fool, it's but trash!
Oh, ho, monster! We do know it belongs to frippery. Oh, King Stefano!
Put off that gown, Trinculo. By this hand I shall have that gown.
Our grace shall have it.
The dropsy drown this fool! What do you mean that Doris on thus luggage? Let's alone and commit the murder first! If he awake from toe to crown, he'll fill our skin with pinches, make us strange shot.
Be you quiet, monster! Mistress Line, is this not my jerkin?
Two. We steal by line and clever. Ain't like your grace.
I thank thee for that jest. Here's a garment for it, which shall not go unrewarded while I am king of this country. Steal by line and level is an excellent recipe. Here's another garment for it.
Monster, come. Put some lime upon your fingers and away with the rest.
I shall have none on it. We shall lose our time and be turned to barnacles or apes with foreheads villainous low.
Monster, lay to your fingers. Help to bear this away where my hogshead of wine is, or I'll turn you out of my kingdom. Go to, carry this.
And this.
Aye, and this.
Spot and make them part or catch her mountain.
Hark they roar!
At this moment let them be hunted sound. At this hour lie to my mercy all mine enemies. Shortly shall all my labors end, and thou shalt have the heir's freedom. For a little follow and do me service. Now does my project gather to a head. My charms crack not, my spirits obey. Time goes upright with his carriage. How's the day?
On the 6th hour, at which time, my lord, you've said our work should cease.
I did say so, when first I raised the tempest. Say, my spirit, how fares the king and his followers?
The king, his brother, and yours abide all three distracted, the rest mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay. Your charm so strongly works them, that if you beheld them, your affections would become tender.
Dost thou think so, spirit?
Mine would, sir, were I human.
And mine shall. Hast thou, which art air, a touch, a feeling of their afflictions? And shall not myself, one of their kind, that relish all as sharply passion as they be kindlier moved than thou art? Though with their high wrongs I am struck to the quick, yet with my nobler reason gauges my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. They being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose doth extend not a frown further. Go, release them, Mary. My charms I'll break, their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves.
I'll fetch them, sir.
Ye elves of hills, brooks, standing lakes and groves, and ye that on the sands with printless foot do chase the ebbing Neptune, and do fly him when he comes back, by whose aid, weak masters though ye be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and the azured vault, set roaring war by my so potent art. But this rough magic I here abjure, and when I have required some heavenly music, which even now I do, to work mine end upon their senses that this every charm is for, I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book. There stand, for you are spell-stopped. O good Consoler, my true preserver, and a loyal sir, to him you followest, I shall pay thy graces home both in word and deed. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. Thy brother was a further in the act. Thou art pinched for it now, Sebastian. Flesh and blood, you, brother mine, that entertained ambition, expelled remorse and nature, who, with Sebastian, whose inward pinches are therefore most strong, who would here have killed your king, I do forgive thee, unnatural though thou art. Eri, lettering my hat and rapier in my cell. I will discase me and present myself as I was some time along. Go quickly, for thou shalt ere long be free.
Where the bees suck, there suck I. On the cowslip's bell I lie. There I couch where owls do cry. On the bat's back I do fly. After summer, merrily, merrily, merrily shall I live now. Under the blossom that hangs on the bough.
Why, that's my dainty Airy. I shall miss thee, but yet thou shalt have freedom. So to the kingship, invisible though thou art, there shalt thou find the mariners asleep under the hatches, the master and the boatswain being awake, and force him to this place, and presently, I pray thee.
I drink the air before me, and return wherever your pulse twice beat.
All torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabits here. Some heavenly power lead us out of this fearful country.
Behold, Sir King, the wronged Duke of Milan Prospero. For more assurance that a living prince does speak to thee, I embrace thy body. And to thee and thy company I bid a hearty welcome.
Whether thou beest here or no, or some enchanted trifle to abuse me, as late I have been, I not know thy pulse beats as of flesh and blood. And since I've seen thee, the affliction of my mind amends with which I fear madness held me. This must crave, and if this be at all a most strange story. Thy dukedom I resign, and do entreat. Thou pardon me my wrongs, but how should Prospero be living and be here?
First, noble friend, let me embrace thine age, whose honor cannot be measured or confined.
Whether this be or be not, I'll not swear.
You do yet taste some subtleties of the eye. I will not let you believe things certain. Welcome, my friends all. But you, my bracelet lords, were I so minded, I could here pluck his highness frown upon you and justify you traitors. At this time I will tell no tales.
The devil speaks in him.
No. For you, most wicked sir, whom to call brother would even infect my mouth, I do forgive thy rankest fault. All of them. And require my dukedom of thee, which perforce I know thou must restore.
If thou beest Prospero, give us particulars of thy preservation, how thou hast met us here, who 3 hours since were wrecked upon this shore, where I have lost. How sharp the point of this remembrance is. My dear son, Ferdinand.
I am woe for it, sir.
Irreparable is the loss, and patience says it is past her cure.
I rather think you have not sought her help of whose soft grace, for the like loss I have her sovereign aid, and rest myself content.
You the like loss?
As great to me as late, and supportable to make the dear loss, have I means much weaker than you may call upon to comfort you. For I have lost my daughter.
A daughter? Oh heavens! That they were living, both in Naples, the king and queen there that they were. I wish myself were mudded in the oozy bed where my son lies. When did you lose your daughter?
In this last tempest. I do perceive these lords at this encounter do so much admire that they devour their reason, and scarce think their eyes do offices of truth. Their words are natural breath. But howsoever you have injustice from your senses, know for certain that I am Prospero, and that very duke that was thrust forth in Milan, who moved strangely on this island where you were landed, was wrecked to be the Lord honored. No more yet of this. 'Tis a chronicle of day by day, not a relation for a breakfast, nor befitting this first meeting. My dukedom, since you have given me once again, I will requite you with as good a thing. At least bring forth a wonder to content ye as much as me my dukedom.
Sweet lord, you play me false.
No, my dear love, I would not for the world.
Yes, for a score of kingdoms you should wrangle what I would call fair play.
If this prove a vision of the island, one dear son shall I twice lose.
A most high miracle.
Though the seas threaten, they are merciful. I have cursed them without cause.
All the blessings of a glad father compass thee about. Arise, and say how thou camest here.
Oh, wonder. How many goodly creatures are there here? How beauteous mankind is. Oh, brave new world that has such people in it.
'Tis new to thee.
What is this maid with whom thou hast at play? Your eldest acquaintance cannot be 3 hours. Is she the goddess that hath severed us and brought us thus together?
Sir, she is mortal, but by immortal providence she is mine. I chose her when I could not ask my father for advice, though I thought I had one. She is daughter to this famous Duke of Milan, whom so often I have heard renowned, never saw before, of whom I have received a second life, and a second father this lady makes him to me.
I am hers. But oh, how oddly will it sound that I must ask my child forgiveness.
There, sir, stop. Let us not burden our remembrance with the heaviness that's gone.
I have inly wept, or should have spoke ere this. Look down, you God, on this couple, drop a blessed crown, for it is you that has chalked forth the way which brought us hither.
I say amen, Gonzalo.
Was Milan thrust from Milan, that his issues should become the kings of Naples? Oh, rejoice beyond a common joy. Set it down with gold on lasting pillars. In one voyage did Claribel, her husband, find at Tunis, and Ferdinand, her brother, found a wife when he himself was lost. Prospero his dukedom in this poor isle, and all of us ourselves, but no man was his own.
Give me your hands. Let grief and sorrow still embrace his heart that doth not wish you joy.
Be it so, amen. So look, sir, look. Here is more of us. I prophesied of a gallows we're on land. This fellow could not be drowned. What is the news?
The best news is that we have safely found our king and company. The next starship, which but 3 glasses since we gave out split, is tight and yar and bravely rigged as when we first put out to sea.
Sir, all this service have I done since I went.
My tricksy spirit.
These are not natural events. They strengthen from strange to stranger. Say, how came you hither?
We were dead of sleep, and how we know not till clapped under hatches. Where but even now with strange and several noises of roaring, shrieking, howling, jingling chains, more diversity of sounds, all horrible. We were awake, straight away at liberty, where we, in all her trim, freshly beheld our royal, good and gallant ship, our master capering to iron. On a trice so please you, even in a dream we were divided from them, and were brought moving hither.
Was't well done?
Bravely, my diligence. Thou shalt ere long be free.
This is as strange a maze as Araman trod. There's in this business more than nature was ever conduct of. Some oracle must rectify our knowledge.
Sir, my liege, do not infest your mind with beating on the strangeness of this business. As fixed leisure, which shall be shortly single, I'll resolve you, which to you shall seem probable, of every these happened events. Till one be cheerful, and think of each thing well. Spirit, come hither. Set Caliban and his companions free, untie the spell. How fares my gracious sir? There are yet missing of your company some few odd lads that you remember not.
Every man shift for all the rest, and let no man take care for himself, for all is but fortune. Coraggio, bully monster, coraggio!
If these be true spies, which I were in my head, here's a goodly sight.
Oh, Septimus, these be brave spirits indeed. How fine my master is. I'm afraid he will chastise me.
What things are these, my good Lord Antonio? Money pile?
Very like. This one's a plain fish, if not doubt marketable.
Mark, but the badges of these men my lord sends say, if they be true. This misshapen knave, his mother was a witch, and one so strong that could control the moon, make flows and ebbs, and deal in her command without her power. These three have robbed me. And this demi-devil, for he's a bastard one, had plotted with the two of them to take my life. Two of these men you must know and know. This thing of darkness acknowledge mine. I shall be pinched to death.
Is this not Stefano, my drunken butler?
He seems drunk now. Where had he wine?
On Trinculo is really ripe. Where should they find this grand liquor that hath gilded him? How camest thou in this pickle?
Oh, I have been in such a pickle since I saw you last that I fear me. I will never out my bones. I shall not fear fly blowing.
Why? How now, Stefano?
Oh, touch me not. I'm not Stefano, but a cramp.
You'd be king of the Isles, sirrah.
I should have been a sore one then.
This is as strange a thing as e'er I looked on.
He is as disproportioned in his manners as in his shape. Go, sirrah, to my cell. Take with you your companions. As you look to have my pardon, trim it handsomely.
Aye, that I will, and I'll be wise hereafter, and seek for grace. What a thrice double ass I was to take this drunkard for a god, and worship this dull fool!
Go to. Away!
hence, and bestow your luggage where you found it.
Stole it, rather.
Sir, my liege, I invite your highness in your train to my poor cell, where you shall take your rest for this one night, which part of it I'll waste with such discourse as I not doubt shall make it go quick away. The story of my life, and every these happened accidents since I came to this isle. And in the morn, I'll and so to Naples, where I have hoped to see the dear nuptial of these our beloved solemnized, and then to retire me to my Milan, where every third thought shall be my grave.
I long to hear the story of your life, which must take the ear strangely.
I'll deliver all, and promise thee calm seas, auspicious gales, and sail so expeditious as shall catch your royal fleet far off. My area, chick, that is thy charge. Then to the elements, be free, and fare thou well. Please you draw near. Now my charms are all o'erthrown, and what strength I have's mine own, which is most faint. Now 'tis true, I must be here confined by you, or sent to Naples. Let me not, since I have my dukedom got and pardoned the deceiver, dwell in this fair island by your spell. But release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours, my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, or to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces, so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you, whom crimes were pardoned be, let your indulgence set me free.
turn me about. My stomach's not constant.
Well, these be fine things, and if they be not sprites, then that's a brave god that bears celestial liquor. I will kneel to him.
How dost thou escape? How camest thou hither? Swear by this bottle how thou camest hither. I escaped upon a butter sack which the sailors heaved overboard, and by this bottle, which I made from the bark of a tree with mine own hands as I was cast ashore.
I'll swear upon that bottle and be thy true subject, for the liquor is not earthly.
Here then, where thou escapest?
Swam ashore, mad like duck. I can swim like a duck, I'll be sworn.
Here, kiss the book. Oh, thou canst swim like a duck. Thou art made like a goose.
Oh, Stefano! Hast any more of this?
No, but man, my cellar's in a rock by the seaside where my wine is. How now, mooncalf? How does that goose?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Out of the moon, I do assure thee. I was the man in the moon when time was.
I have seen thee and her, I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee and thy dog and thy bush.
Come, swear to that. Kiss the book. I'll furnish it anon with new contents. Swear.
By this good light, this is a very shallow monster, and I fear him. A very weak monster. The man in the moon, a most credulous monster. Well-drawn monster in good sooth.
I'll swear myself thy subject. I'll kiss thy foot. I prithee, be my god.
By this light, a most perfidious and drunken monster. When his god's asleep, he'll rob his bottle.
I'll kiss thy foot. I'll swear myself thy subject.
Come on then. Down and swear.
I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster. A most scurvy monster. I could find it in my heart to beat him.
Come, kiss.
But this poor monster's a drink. An abominable monster.
I'll show you the best springs. I'll pluck thee berries. I'll fish for thee and get thee wood enough. A plague upon that tyrant that I serve. I'll bear him no more sticks. Befall thee, thou wondrous man.
A most ridiculous monster. To make a wonder of this poor drunkard.
I prithee, let me bring thee to where crabs grow. And I, with my long nails, will dig thee pig nuts. I'll show thee a jay's nest, and instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I'll bring thee to clustering filberts, and sometimes give thee young skimmels by the rock. Wilt thou go with me?
I prithee now, lead the way, without any more talking. Tranquillo, the king and all our company else be drowned. We will inherit here. Here, bear my bottle, fellow Tranquillo. We'll fill him by again.
Farewell, master. Farewell, farewell.
A howling monster. A drunken monster.
No more dams I'll build for fish, nor fetching firing at requiring, nor scrape trenchor, nor wash dish. Ban, ban, Cacalaban has a new master. Get a new man. Hey day, freedom. Hey day, freedom, freedom. Hey day, freedom.
Oh, great monster, lead the way!